Hi, VencoreWeather.com meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Monday, February 13th. Tremendous winds here in the northeast part of the country thanks to a very intense low pressure system sitting this morning just off the coast of Maine. There were wind gusts last night up to 66 miles per hour at Reagan National Airport in the D.C. metro region, also associated with a cold frontal system moving through, but primarily caused by this intensifying low pressure system. Early this morning, the highest wind gusts I've seen in the Philadelphia metro region, 63 miles per hour, were unofficially recorded in Schwenksville in Montgomery County around 4 a.m. Plenty of downed trees and some scattered power outages in and around the Philadelphia metro region this morning, and winds can gust past 50 miles per hour for the next several hours. It'll slightly relax during the afternoon, and then certainly there will be some diminishing of the winds tonight. But certainly still can be some damaging wind gusts over the next several hours in much of the northeastern part of the country. Here is a look at the pressure gradient. We talked about this late last week, how this was setting up to be a potentially damaging wind event. Indeed, it has turned out to be that case. Very strong low pressure just off the coast of Maine, and just an intense pressure gradient on its southwestern side here. These black lines represent lines of equal pressure, isobars. The tighter these black lines, or the tighter the pressure gradient, the stronger the winds generally following. The winds generally follow in the direction of the pressure gradient pattern. In this particular case, out of the northwest. Again, some gusts past 60 miles per hour both last night and early this morning in the D.C., Philadelphia metro region. Certainly you can see wind gusts like that over the next few hours, also up across the New York City metro region. Notice some streamers here forming early this morning. This is actually current radar here in the northwest flow cutting across the Great Lakes. All of these are moving from a northwest to southeast direction. And there certainly can be a snow shower that works its way south and east of the mountains into the Philly metro region, maybe northern Maryland, and certainly into the New York City metro region. Even an isolated chance for a heavier burst of snow associated with this pattern. But again, the big news over the next several hours, the continuation of intense winds in the I-95 corridor. Well, here's a loop of the radar now, and we are seeing steady, heavy snow up across Maine. For the most part, the snow accumulation for the rest of this event will occur over Maine, and Nova Scotia is getting pounded as well. Pretty much backing off now across Massachusetts. Maybe the extreme northeastern part of Massachusetts will still see some snowfall over the next few hours. But again, the big hit today will be in the state of Maine, especially the eastern part of Maine. But a lot of lake effect snows breaking out here up across New York State and Vermont, New Hampshire, and even into Pennsylvania. And again, there can be a snow shower or two, perhaps even a snow squall that works its way south and east of the mountains into the Philly, New York City, the New Jersey areas later on this morning, midday, or even into the afternoon hours. But again, the big story will be the intense winds over the next several hours. Not even very cold conditions today. High temperatures not too far from 40 degrees, but of course, with those winds, the wind chills will be far lower than the actual air temperature. Well, let's take a look at last night's 0Z GFS model run for this particular setup today, and then we'll take a look ahead at a midweek possibility of some snow shower activity the way it looks right now, perhaps even rain shower activity in parts of the mid-Atlantic region. This is the 12-hour forecast from last night for this morning. And here is that intense low pressure system sitting off the coast of Maine. And here is that very tight pressure gradient on the southwest side of that low pressure area. Again, winds still could gust to 60 miles per hour over the next several hours in the I-95 corridor region. They reached 63 miles per hour in Montgomery County early this morning and 66 miles per hour in the D.C. metro region last night. Again, some damaging wind gusts are possible over the next several hours. But let's now take a look at how this pressure gradient relaxes by this evening. And here we go. This is the forecast map for early this evening. Notice that pressure gradient relaxes quite a bit in the I-95 corridor. Winds will start to diminish this afternoon, and then really a noticeable lessening of the winds will occur after sunset tonight. So only a few more hours to go with the intense winds. Again, the strongest wind gusts likely to be this morning, and then a slight relaxation this afternoon, and then a lot of relaxation in the winds once the sun goes down this evening as that storm slowly pulls away to the north and east. Well, let's now jump ahead to the midweek scenario. A couple of systems to watch here over the next 24 hours or so that could result in some snow shower activity later Wednesday, especially areas north of the Mason-Dixon line, maybe even rain shower activity south of there. A couple of big players here. One is a very strong northern stream wave of energy. This is the forecast map for Tuesday evening. And notice also another system down here in the deep south. At one point a few days ago, it looked like these two could merge and become a big storm along the mid-Atlantic coastline. That still could happen, but it looks like far less of a possibility than it did a few days ago. This continues to slide to the east, and it will produce some decent rainfall in the southeast, places like Alabama, Georgia, even into Florida. It'll be gradually weakening as it moves east. Nonetheless, they'll receive a healthy dose of rain here later Tuesday night into Wednesday as that moves east. This, meanwhile, will drop slowly to the south and east. Looks like it'll cut across New York State. In fact, let's jump ahead to the Wednesday evening forecast map. And here we go. By Wednesday evening, that northern stream system moves over New York State. Now, unless this dives deeper, down across Virginia, for example, it doesn't look like it'll be anything significant for D.C. and Philadelphia. It looks like more of a New England type of scenario, another snowstorm in the works for northern New England. It looks like by the midweek point of associated with this northern stream. Notice that southern stream pretty much disappears. Again, it kind of moves into an area of confluence in the upper part of the atmosphere as it slides to the east. It'll produce some rainfall in the southeast U.S., but then tend to weaken. And again, unless this northern stream can dive farther to the south and east, this does not look like anything significant for the I-95 corridor. One final note here, as far as California goes, they have a couple days of a break in the action right now, today and tomorrow, but by Wednesday, another big storm will head eastward across the Pacific Ocean and pound northern California, and also that rain will then extend down into southern California. So from, let's say, Wednesday into Thursday into Friday, another big storm headed into California. They're, of course, dealing with big problems right now with perhaps a serious failure of a dam in northern California. They have a couple days to work on it before another round of heavy rain moves into California. That's it for now. For VencoreWeather.com, I'm meteorologist Paul Dorian.